All right, we can do the JCS chat. All right, J. Okay, hold on. First of all, I got to fit for it. All right, if we're gonna be in our investigative bag, then we might as well get in our investigative bag. I need my trench coat, chat. I need my goddamn trench coat. I need my glasses too. I need my trench coat and I need my glasses. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Do I look studious? I'm not sure what to expect. Let's lock in. Is a 17 minutes. 17's good. Hold on, chat. 17's good. We'll start with 17. We'll start with 17. They don't wear those glasses. Yeah, they do. I'm pretty sure they do wear these glasses, actually. I'm pretty sure detectives do wear these glasses. Hold on, let me see. Detective. Yeah, they wear shit like this. Oh, they all have magnifying glasses. Every single one of them have magnifying glasses, really? They're all part of the forensics unit? Seriously? Every single one? Look, he has these. Detectives don't wear this shit, that's for sure. Detectives definitely don't wear this shit. Oh, you know what? Chat, I wear this shit. How about that? How about I'm not trying to be like anybody else? How about I wear this shit, okay? All right, my name is Detective Benson. I like to be addressed as such. This video is titled Guilty Until Proven Innocent. Let's lock in.
With respect to interrogation analysis, it's no secret the benefit of hindsight gives you a considerable advantage when evaluating information. When you know a subject is guilty, it allows you to exclusively look for guilty behavior. The knowledge of outcome highlights the imperatives while stripping away non-essentials. And this allows you to calculate certain things that would otherwise be overlooked by cause of your own doubt.
Does anybody need me to break down what he just said? All right? Does anybody need me to break down what he just said? Does anybody need a further explanation? Yes? Essentially what he was saying was, no, you're retarded.
Hindsight is 20/20. Everyone is well aware of this aphorism, and what's fascinating is that it not only applies, but is far more compatible to the innocent than it is to the guilty. The reason for this is because the information you have to scrutinize is reduced when dealing with innocent subjects. When you remove the versatile factors of misdirection and trickery, you're left with relatively straightforward behavior in comparison. Of course, the argument that everyone is different and can react in a different manner has merit. Human beings are unique, and there will always be exceptions to every rule, especially when you take into consideration that—
I was gonna say atypical behavior. That was the next thing I was gonna say, Chad. I was just about to talk about the atypical behavior.
Trauma can cause atypical behavior. Yet atypical behavior and guilty behavior are generally distinguished from each other with relative ease. Different. And that brings us to example number 1. 37-year-old Michael Dixon, described by his peers as popular, friendly, but also unassuming and reserved. A self-professed introvert who turned down a job as a trade show presenter due to his fear of public speaking, and kept his position as a trade show assembler instead. On August 15th, 2003, in Hamilton, Ontario, police were called to report
Hamilton.
A man breaking into a jewelry store. 2 officers responded and chased the perpetrator from the store down an alley.
If this really was Hamilton, chat, there would be an approximate 25 crackheads in this alley alone. Right here. Right here in this alley. As soon as you bust a left, there's going to be 25 crackheads. If this is the real Hamilton.
For momentarily losing sight of them. At the same time, Michael Dixon was getting off a bus nearby coming home from work. He was the first person the police saw when coming out of the alley and was then arrested at gunpoint. Dixon voiced his innocence but didn't resist arrest and stated he would help in any way he could. He was taken to the Hamilton police station and questioned 2 hours after his arrest.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Michael. It's okay.
They try to ice him.
One could advocate this as a common policing misstep if it weren't for the suspect being described as a small white man in the 911 call. As well as not being white, Dixon is 6'3". This detective has either forgotten standard procedure to review the call to dispatch or for some reason decided to reject it as evidence altogether.
What? Well, they said a small white man did the crime and they brought this nigga in? Bro. Detective Benson is not happy about that, okay? Detective Benson thinks there might be a lawsuit at the end of this story.
The room is being recorded and then read his rights. He asserts he is willing to speak with a detective and help with the investigation.
Okay, why we're here is because earlier tonight you were arrested for breaking into a jewelry store on John Street South. Now,
all right, Chad. This is my last pause, okay? Who the fuck breaks into a jewelry store with basketball shorts and a white tee? Who's breaking into? Hamilton doesn't even have jewelry stores. Let's start there. But who would break in a basketball fit, bro? He probably has Jordans on right now. This nigga got done hooping, gang. He just came back from Walmart. He did not go to a jewelry store.
Your innocence and guilt in this, quite frankly, isn't an issue. The evidence I have is, frankly, conclusive and overwhelming. Okay?
He's lying.
So I'm not even going to ask you if you did it. What I have to ascertain here is what kind of guy you are.
The subject maintains a forward-leaning posture and keeps his eyes both in contact and on the same level as the detective's. He displays self-confidence and poise, while it's the detective, in fact, who gives off a nervous disposition.
That bitch-ass nigga's
What
nervous.
Michael just did is known as a non-verbal challenge in forensic psychology. So let's break it down into components. In the next moment, the detective will shift in his seat to adjust his position, and at the same time break eye contact to look somewhere in this direction. Michael's exaggerated head movement that follows isn't for the purpose of maintaining eye contact. He could maintain it while keeping his head perfectly still. It is in fact to let the detective know he is maintaining eye contact. It's a way of asserting dominance in the exchange. He is telling the detective that he is the more confident person in the room at that moment.
Nah, had it been me in that room, what up, Chris? Had it been me in that room, man, ain't no nigga challenging me, Chad. And on top of that, I would never stumble on my fucking words mid-interrogation. Fuck, I look like a lowly detective? Are you crazy?
What I have to ascertain here is what kind of guy you are. Whether this is, you're like a serial burglar, and this is what you're doing all the time, or whether this is a one-off thing because of the power cut and everything that's going on tonight. That's all we're here for.
Okay, I understand your position. Like I say here, I didn't do it, and you've heard that a million times, I'm sure, in your career, but it's just,
I do it.
Ask me questions. That's all I can do is answer them, I guess.
I've got no questions to ask you. I mean, why did you do it? That's basically, that's my only question.
But coming from that position, and since I'm saying I didn't do it, I really don't have an answer for you except to say I didn't do it.
I guess we haven't really got a great amount to talk about. Yeah, it's like I said, whether you did it or not isn't up for the discussion.
Okay, well,
it's really not.
You've no doubt come to notice how incredibly tolerant Michael is over the injustice of the situation. It's the most unusual thing about his behavior, and perhaps what makes him an anomaly with respect to innocent subjects. So before moving on to the second phase of this interrogation, we'll show you a more common response from an innocent subject facing similar charges. This is 26-year-old Justin, falsely accused of breaking and entering, first-degree theft, and assault. He was arrested at his home and only read his rights to...
He's dressed like he just came from a jewelry store. I can't lie, bro. He's dressed like he just robbed a jewelry store. All right. He's in jeans. He has a coat on, a black shirt, real inconspicuous. He fits in right now. I'm not saying he did it, chat, but I am saying that I might have picked him up too.
Silence on the way to the police station. The footage will begin before the subject knows what exactly he is being charged with. In his mind, he knows he has done nothing wrong, and at this point is unaware he is about to be wrongfully imprisoned for just over 2 years.
What the fuck?!
Alright, Justin, get that form. You know what I read you earlier? The 19th of February.
Why don't these niggas ask for lawyers, bro?
2 days ago, so it'll be Tuesday. Alright, about 5, 6 in the morning. Where were you at then?
I was at my mother's house. call her and ask her. I was downstairs asleep.
Did she know you were asleep at that time?
Yeah.
He doesn't see the interrogators as a threat, but more of an inconvenience. His responses are short and concise. He does not seek approval. He only responds to a question or states a point.
I mean, did she see you sleeping at that time?
Yeah, I don't never leave. If I ain't doing nothing, I stay at my mother's house. If I'm not working, I'm at home.
Mm-hmm. You didn't go to labor ready that day or nothing looking for a job, yeah. Okay. That morning, the house got broken into.
Okay.
The detective's strategy is to review the charges in a periodic manner.
That shit gotta
Getting
do
a
with me,
confession
nigga.
to one charge at a time is far easier than gaining admission to all of them at once. The plan is to reveal the break-in and robbery charge first, then reveal the assault at a later stage. The detective goes on to explain that the accuser named Candy said she saw him loitering around her house in the evening hours of the night, and a short time later witnessed him break in and steal a multitude of valuable items. The detective then explains that she picked him out of a 12-picture lineup of suspects.
She says you broke in her apartment.
Bro, that
Okay,
bitch
well,
need to
tell
go to
me
jail
why-
then. What the fuck?
Justin is now aware of the burglary charge, which holds
airballed.
a possible 20-year prison sentence due to previous convictions. He will now begin to forcefully assert his innocence, and each time he does so, will bring forward his posture and strengthen his vocal emphasis while making the assertion.
All right, so I mean, she's saying that I was there before. Is that what she's saying? She's saying she's seen my face before
I'm
the
not gonna lie,
before
he's
the break-in happened?
panicking though. Look at his leg.
I didn't break in her house. I don't know who she is. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know no girl named Candy. None of that shit, man.
Why is she saying that you're...
I don't know why she's saying she's... I don't know why. I don't know.
What were you doing there?
I was not there. I don't know this girl Candy. The only Candy that I even heard of is this guy I know named Tim Stahl dates her.
The person he just mentioned was the accuser's ex-boyfriend.
Okay.
That's it.
How do you know Tim Stoll?
I grew up with the dude, man.
The accuser's testimony was later picked apart in court. She was caught lying on the stand multiple times, and Justin was exonerated.
Then we need to bury her. Like, why can niggas get on the stand under oath, lie, and there's no consequences? What's really going on around here? I'm not happy about this. That really makes me... You know how mad I'll be if they brought me in and accused me of doing some shit I had no business doing? Like, nigga, what the fuck is you talking about?
He was proven
I'll be
innocent
mad
not
too.
just beyond all reasonable doubt, but essentially beyond all doubt.
The last thing I heard about them two, she had him arrested for domestic violence.
That nigga singing.
That's all I know about this girl Candy. I ain't never went in that girl's house, none of that shit. I didn't do that shit. As God is my fucking witness, I did not do it. I used to be a piece of shit when I got out of fucking penitentiary. I told myself I wasn't going back. I ain't done nothing but work my fucking ass off the entire time I've been out.
Can you prove, other than you saying you're not, is it that morning, what can you tell, how can you prove to me that...
Nigga, the burden of
You
proof
were
is on
wrong.
you,
All you gotta
dickhead.
do is call and ask my mother.
So you're telling me you didn't step foot out of the house
Not 1 foot.
Tuesday?
Not one.
The detective then goes on to reveal Justin is accused of assaulting the supposed victim during the robbery.
Take vanity mirror and you hit her over the head with it and you guys fight. And she got injuries.
No, man. And hell no, man. Get her goddamn boyfriend, Tim Stone, in here and question him about her goddamn injuries. Look at that straight right there. This sounds like it's a goddamn thing that fucking her boyfriend, Tim Stone, done fucking done something to her, and now they're trying to put it on me. I know that's what the fuck this is.
And look, that's why we're talking to you, okay?
No, this is bullshit, man, because I've tried everything in my fucking power to stay the fuck out of this goddamn fucking penitentiary shit. I did not do that shit, man.
Okay. That's what we're talking to you. We're here to investigate this, okay? That's why we're asking you all these
I
questions.
feel bad for this nigga, chat.
I'm sorry for freaking out, man, but I didn't fucking do this shit, man. I'm fucking shaking. I did not fucking do this, man.
Justin had already served 3 years in prison for a robbery in his early 20s. He more than likely knew the reassuring tone of the investigator wasn't a good sign. Although slightly more animated than the average person, this form of aggression is a commonplace response from the innocent being directly accused.
Yeah, because it's frustrating to be told you're doing something that you know you didn't do. That's why. If you're innocent, you should be more angry. At least if you did the shit and the nigga said you did the shit, how the hell could you get mad at the nigga, bro? You would just calmly try and convince him you didn't do the shit. But if you didn't do it, and now I'm discovering you think I assaulted the bitch too, my nigga? You think I robbed the house and assaulted the bitch and I wasn't even there? Of course you'd be mad. Who wouldn't be mad in this situation?
He comes off aggressive, but in a defensive manner. He is not being hostile, but highly combative when professing his innocence. His conduct is totally justified considering the circumstance. When facing a considerable amount of time in prison for something you didn't do, this level of anger is warranted. So when compared to the forgiving composure of Michael Dixon, the extraordinary nature of his behavior becomes even more pronounced.
I really don't have an answer for you except to say I didn't do it.
I guess we haven't really got a great amount of talking about. Yeah, it's like I said, whether you did it or not isn't up for the discussion.
Okay, well.
It's really not. There's a number of witnesses.
Great.
One of whom had a video camera.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, I've been a detective for a long time. Okay, but I did not know they're allowed to just lie like that. Nigga, they can just make up lies, bro. What, he just made up a story about random witnesses and one of them having a video camera? Bro, what the fuck is a video camera? Do you mean a phone?
Okay, then. Well, that's relieving. That's relieving, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
So view the video camera.
I have.
Okay.
That's why your guilt isn't in issue here.
That doesn't even make sense to me. Because if I'm on the video camera...
2003? Fair.
That doesn't make sense. You have a video camera that shows me?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
It makes perfect sense to me.
We'll have to, I guess, I have no choice but to get a lawyer then, if this is the kind of thing you're going to go through with me.
This isn't going to go away. You're charged with breaking in. You will be charged tonight.
Okay.
You will be going to court in the morning.
Perhaps the most upsetting moment, considering the fact that we know this man is innocent. You can see the fear emerge in his eyes as he realizes he won't be going home after this interview.
Charged with breaking in with intent.
This ain't no interview, nigga. This is an
Okay,
interrogation.
that's what's going to happen right now.
He is noticeably afraid of what lies ahead, yet reacts to the situation with reasoning and intuitiveness.
Can I ask you something? Okay, are you just making this up that you have a video camera so you see how I react? Because it goes that if you're saying, okay, hear me out for a second, please. If I am guilty, as you believe, because you had me on video camera, then okay, we'll go through the procedure. But I'm saying, I'm trying to call your bluff here because since I know I didn't do it, there's no way I can be on the video camera.
Well, like I say, it's not a game of poker.
Okay.
I've got nothing
I'm not trying to give you a hard
gain.
time, all right?
You know what? I've got nothing to gain from that either way. Which is why I'm not asking you, did you do it? I'm trying to catch you out. I've got nothing to gain from that.
Getting a confession void of evidence is in fact excellent for an investigator's career. It's a mark of merit and can accelerate promotion. Michael continues to profess his innocence in a calm and composed manner for a further 7 minutes. The detective then asks that he draw out a map and specify his movements before the arrest. Every detail of his alibi was later proven to be 100% accurate.
Like I said,
Please tell me he ain't go to
from
jail.
the information I've got, you're going to be charged tonight with breaking in.
Mm-hmm.
However, I do have a duty to make sure that the truth is, and the truth basically.
Cap! Cap! God damn it! You've been lying this whole day.
Truth is paramount, and the true version of events is paramount, and I have a duty to investigate all of this, and I will investigate. I assure you, I'll investigate this story thoroughly, and hopefully, I'll be able to find something here, which will either prove or disprove, what we've discussed tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Problem is the speed at which this is going.
Yeah.
Like when I was on the ground, I was saying, go quickly to the terminal. I have like 6 or so guys around me, like talk to the bus driver.
Right.
You know, like I
can't. I mean, I can't comment on things that
Okay,
haven't
I
seen,
know,
unfortunately. But now I'm
left
kind of-
hanging, right?
Now I'm looking at this. I mean, this is basically on the evidence I've got. This is the only course of events that can take place right now. But I will certainly make sure that this is looked into thoroughly.
Okay, great.
I can give you my word on that. That's my duty. That's what I have to do.
Okay, I trust you will. I was just wondering, can I make a phone call? Because I'm supposed to be at work at 8 a.m.
You're not going to be able to be able to walk. Yeah,
I know I'm not going to be able to, but I like to phone ahead.
I can arrange that you get the phone call to let someone know that you're not going to be.
He's
at
fucking
place,
up
yeah.
his bag too, bro.
So I'm hanging out.
Oh my
until
God, he's getting me
10?
tight. Fuck,
We'll
bro.
be taking you downstairs
Okay.
to a larger custody facility which you have downstairs.
Sounds good.
Well, it's not the most pleasant place in the world, but it's only for a few hours.
Okay.
Okay. From court tomorrow, what happens there? I don't know.
Okay, well,
And I will look into all of this.
I trust you will, yeah.
Yeah.
I trust you will.
I'll make sure we got the whole picture.
You don't look freaked out.
Okay.
Well, thank you, I guess.
If you're niggas in the chat that's
You're
really
not in an
freaked out,
enviable position, and
you know who you are.
I understand the process. I'm not satisfied with it. That's what I'm saying, you know.
and I don't
And
expect that you're going to be happy with it.
You know, and I'm thinking, no disrespect to you, but I know someone sitting in this chair has probably lied to you a million times, right? So I'm thinking, what can I do to convince you? I try to give you the information. Like,
You've been very good with me, and I try and treat everybody as an individual.
okay.
And my main aim is
Cap
two
ass nigga.
things:
Stop
that you
capping,
get your
nigga.
rights
You get me tight.
that you're entitled to under the Constitution of Canada,
Mhm.
and that you're treated decently, and that the truth comes out.
The truth eventually did come out, but the suspect wasn't treated decently. He was kept in jail for 3.5 days before a separate investigator looked into his alibi witnesses and checked surveillance of the area in question. He was then exonerated immediately. A civil trial ensued, and Michael was awarded $46,000 in punitive damages.
That's fire. 3 days in jail, 46,000. Chat. That's fire. That's fire. I'm taking that. I'm taking that. I'm taking that. That's like 15,000 a day while in jail. I think most of us are taking that.
The interrogating officer and 3 other investigators were all demoted and suspended without pay.
Wait, the nigga was demoted. Now look, I don't want y'all to think I'm not a detective, bro. But like, if he's allowed to lie, then why did he get demoted? You know what? It's not. I don't want you guys to question my credibility. That was a good video. Also, that made me a little frustrated. That shit made me. You aren't? Okay. Like, look, at the end of the day, man, I can't convince you of the truth if you're ignoring facts.